What up, fatherhoods? Yo, today we got a very special guest. He joins us from the left coast, member of the infamous Alkaholiks crew. With us today is DJ E Swift.
What's good, fellas?
And most importantly, he's a father.
Yep. Most importantly, that's above and above.
That's why
everything.
we're here right now.
If our listeners don't know that by now, then they listen to the wrong track right now.
Right. Change the channel. We good.
So welcome, brother. How are you?
Thanks, man. I'm doing great, man. I'm blessed, trying to get through this holiday season.
Right.
Safe. It's crazy because last year, my whole family we had COVID and we got out of quarantine on Christmas Day last year.
Wow.
So but we was all good, man. It was, it wasn't too bad.
Everybody in the family caught it?
Yeah, me, my wife, my two sons over here, we all had it. But yeah, it was crazy because we had been cool like the whole year.
That's the worst
Finally start opening it up. Let one person over here get a call like 2 days later, like, sorry to tell you guys, but I just tested positive. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I just thought it was cold in my house. I didn't know what, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, we was good, man.
Damn, and that's pre-vaccine and everything. So y'all had
I was pre-vaccine, all that. Yeah.
How did it hit your kids? How old are your kids?
They were good. My youngest is 10,
okay.
And I have my other son. He'd be 6 months.
Oh,
shit. No, they were good, bro. Like it was one of them things where it's like, damn, we got it. I can't smell it, taste nothing. Okay, I guess this is what it is. But but we've been good, man. Exactly.
You cut out for a second. I think you were saying your oldest is 16. Is that what you?
16.
Okay.
Yes.
16. Okay.
Yes, it'll be 16 January 13th. So I got a whole teenager over here.
Damn.
Then I got a grown up. You know what I'm saying? 30, like living in Dallas. Yeah.
Oh, so you got 3.
Yeah.
And a possible somewhere? You hesitated for a second.
No, I don't have any possibles. No, I avoided that a long time ago. Them days is over.
So let's take it to the eldest, because that's he's probably in the mix around the time that you are out on tour, and you got a lot of stuff going on with the Alkaholiks. What was that dynamic like for you?
That was a little different because I was like 20 and just getting in the game. I was DJing for King T at the time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I was just one of the things that happened, and we had a good relationship. We had a great relationship actually, and his mom was always good. So it was a situation where me and the mom weren't together, but this came out of it, and I'm blessed because he was, I wasn't really there like daily because I was, they were over here, I was over here. It wasn't that type of relationship, but as time grew, we bonded so tough, man. Like we're good, He's got the same interests as me, and he's doing a lot of different things. So yeah, it's all good, bro. Yeah.
Let me ask you something because I feel like it's relatable to me. So I have young ones. I have a 1.5 and a 3.5, right?
Oh wow, yeah.
So I'm thinking, did you ever at any point think to yourself, the Alkaholiks and everything that it represented and all the antics y'all were getting into and what you were doing? Did you ever think on the father mode, like, oh man, I wonder if I'm ever gonna have to answer to this to my kids?
Man, it's crazy.
Explain this to my kids.
At the time, I didn't. No, actually, I'll take that back. In the back of my mind, it was always like, even when we started, when King T came up with the name the Alkaholiks, I was like, shit. Attached there, and I was like, yeah, I was like, it's fun.
We lost you for a second
parties,
there. You
said
shit. You said when King we lost, broke up.
All right, so
when King T,
when King T came up with the name, we were sitting around, me, him, and J-Ro, and it was a great gimmicky name at the time. You're like, oh, nobody ever forget this name. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, shit, we're gonna have a lot of issues. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be, family, kids, just doing shows, certain places, but it was worth the risk, I guess. But now it's different. Like when I go to pick up my kids from school, I have to be aware, like I'm like, damn, what kind of shirt I got on? Like, does it say anything crazy on? You know what I mean? Like my mentality is crazy. Like I don't even wear alcoholic logos. You know what I'm saying? My son, my 16-year-old, he wore an alcoholic hoodie to school the other day, and I was like, oh, how did that go? He's like, oh no, and it's crazy because one of his math teacher was like, what do you know about the alcoholics?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now we got fans that are now old enough to be in the workforce that are like, oh shit. So he told him, he's like, no way, bro, you don't even know. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's one of them things.
Yeah, I think about it because I'm not worried so much about it right now per se. I'm thinking about it when they're a little older, and I'm telling them, don't go out and do this and that. They'll be like, they'll watch a Drink Champs episode and be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I try not to be too preachy because I don't want to get that thrown at me. I kind of dodge around what I say. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you shouldn't be. I'll like, man, back in my days, I try to downplay it a little bit. You know what I mean? But yeah, but by that time, you're gonna be at a point where you I don't know. You might be doing something different. You might not be, So,
I'm definitely gonna be doing something different by that. Hopefully, by that point,
right.
You can't be a Drink Champs forever, but and I'm sure you guys know that.
Oh man, for sure.
But it definitely, and even now, sometimes when you're in dad mode, if I'm picking up my daughter from her preschool, and then there'll be another parent, they'll be like, they look at me, hold up. Drink Champs, make some noise.
Yeah. They walk around with little horns.
Not right now, bro. I'm picking up my kid.
Not right now.
I'm a parent champ right now.
But at the same time, like we'll be out and I'll be going to do something. I'll go to the Walgreens or whatever, and there'll be a clerk or something. I'll be like, hey, I know who you are. You got me through college and all. You know what I mean? And my sons will look at me with this proud look on their face, and so I kind of embrace that part, but it's just the name, the name. Right. It's coming back to keep me in the ass a little bit.
So you're not having people like, yo, sign my 40 or nothing crazy like that no more.
I do that. I have one right here. No, but it happens, and I go with it. I'm super humble, so it's like, I'm blessed to be be in that space. But I'm like, man, it's all good with me. I'm like, man, my kids see it and they love it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, when their friends come around, I get these looks like, oh, one time I had picked my friend's son up from school. He's like, wow, I never been in a car with a celebrity before. I was like, oh shit, here we go. You know what I mean? But all that goes along with it. But it's all good. Makes my kids cool.
That's cool though. And I think at the end of the day, if you're a responsible parent, no matter what you've done career-wise, whatever, it's not going to impact kids.
Yeah, because when you start getting around these kids and then you start meeting the parents, you start seeing that shit. Even the teachers, they, outside of work hours, they doing. They
right. Yeah, they wilding out.
So we kind of normal,
Right.
Yeah, they wilding out.
That's funny you say that because we was over here in the part of New York I live in. My family and I, we went to at night it's a bar, but during the day it's like a decent restaurant. So we go, and it's like right about when it's about to turn happy hour. So we were just there right before, and my son, he's 8. He's like, oh, that's my teacher, and that dude is like at the bar, ordering all sorts of shit. And so it's a whole different look. So my son goes up to the teacher's like, hey, Mr. So-so. And the guy, he got thrown off. He's like, hey.
No, prime example is the Far Eye from our camp. He was a teacher when we started making records together, right? So we'd be on air doing radio interviews, and callers would call in, and then a student would call in, hey, Mr. Johnson. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, and he goes into, hey, did you do your work? You know what I mean? So it's just normal life, bro. Like this is real life. You know what I mean? You're gonna encounter all that. Mm-hmm.
So we saw a recent post of yours on I think it was on IG.
Okay.
You had posted like I think both of your younger two sons they're in business together.
Yes, they are,
and they got some vending machine business.
Yes.
So how did that come to play? Because 16. 10, still relatively young to be jumping into stuff like that. Yeah. How did that come about?
Oh yeah, man, it was all there, like for real. Like, all right, I'm gonna tell you too. My youngest, my 10-year-old, he was 9 at the time, and he's always, let me give you a little background. Like my mother-in-law, she's in finance. My brother-in-law, he's he's a broker with a very prominent, he went to 2 Ivy League schools. So he's around that environment, right. You know what I mean? He's able to, and he asks, and the questions he asks, they coming to me like, man, this guy's asking questions that people in my firm are asking me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pay attention to that. You should nurture it a little bit. I was like, whatever my kids are interested in, I fully support them all the way. So he was more financially motivated. Like, we own a flower shop out here as well, me and my wife. So we put them to work. My youngest one does the payroll, for everybody. He adds up the hours. He does all that, you know what I'm saying? So it was him. And then I see him on YouTube and online looking for jobs. I'm like, bro, you're 10. You can't get a job, but you can be a boss. You can start your own business. So he, and they came up with this brilliant idea to start a vending machine business. And I was like, you know what? That's not bad. I was like, you're going to be 16 next month. You're going to have your driver's license. You can drive around and take your brother and do all, y'all can handle your business. They came with the business plan. They came with the financials, all that, you know what I mean? And it really started early though with my youngest one with the lemonade stands. Like it would be like, we sell lemonade and candy. But he took it to another level with the lemonade stand. He's like, we're going to sell candy. I'm going to sell this, and he'd have it all budgeted out. And I was like, all right, you get it. You know what I mean? And this is all stuff that I wish when I was younger would have had that, fed to me. You know what I mean? So they came with the vending machine business, and they're in. They just got, like, they have 4 machines. They got places to put them, and they're looking to get more. One of them is like a T-shirt machine. They're getting different kinds. T-shirt machine that, $20, it dispenses T-shirts, drinks, snacks. They're looking at some other ones. They're looking at these Lego vending machines. So, they wake up excited.
So they lease the machines and then find places to put them, or they own the machines?
They own them. They own these. They own these. And the flip part about it is their cousin, she's property management, and they own all these buildings and stuff. So one of their tenants abandoned their building, and lo and behold, this is like a week later after they already came with this business proposal. They left 4 vending machines. So they inherited, she gave them to them. You know what I mean? So their startup cost is zero besides getting the snacks and stuff. Yeah. So they were so excited, and this was pre-Christmas, so they're not asking for too much for Christmas. So I'm like, yeah, y'all good. Y'all got the vending machine. No, but so that's how it all started.
Yo, that's incredible. Like when I there's parallels to what you just said. Like they own distribution. They're building a distribution network. Right. And so if they own it, the rules, they make the rules. So they could decide, I'm going to go create a product that I'm going to circulate through my own distribution channel.
My own distribution. Right. And they're already thinking about that. Like they're already coming up with ideas, and, and they come to me when they need suggestions, or if they, to feed ideas off me, but I let them create their vision, and I guide them to manifest them, but they are fully, it's all them, you know what I mean? Like for real. And but even before that, a little backstory on my youngest one. His uncle sent him a book on stock market and, all that stuff. Right. So it also comes with a kit, shareholder kit. You can pick stocks, all understandable for kids, you know what I mean? So my youngest one, he's like, okay, I'm going to buy some stock, right? He's 9 years old. I think he might have been 8 when this happened. So this is a crazy story. He purchases stock and he did, not me. I didn't suggest nothing. This is all his vision. Stuff that he can relate to. So he's like, I'm going to buy some stock. I'm going to buy a few shares of stock in GameStop, right? I'm like, that's a good idea. Right. Right. So about a week later, after he bought the stock, and he bought the stock super low, like $4, $5 a share, right? He Microsoft buys GameStop. He's like, Dad, look, shows me the news article. I'm like, oh shit, you got a vision, right? Fast forward a couple months down the line, this shit shoots up to like $400 a share. He's like, yo, and he's waiting. That shit said, whoop. He's like, I'm selling it all. Man, he sold it. He got that check. It was off and running. Now they in crypto. Wow. They doing all that. Damn. Yeah, man. So you know who I go to for stock advice.
I was just about to ask you. Are you humble enough to be like, yo, son, can you school me right quick?
I have no pride. I have no pride, bro, when it comes to that. I'm like, hey, come here, check this out. He's in there right now on the TV watching the NASDAQ live. He's not watching Bubblegum, whatever the hell kids watch right now. He is watching the charts. Like, so, you know.
Now, did you set him up with his own account, or is it like a family account that he had? Or?
Yeah. Because he's too young to do, you know, both of them actually, you know what I'm saying? So they both, so it has to go through us, but they have their own banking accounts and things of that nature where the money can go right into it and they can invest it as they wish, because their money, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Wow.
Yo, that's how do you feel like
when they do want money for stuff like that?
My bad. You cut out for a second. Keep going. When they want money for that, go ahead.
Yeah. So when they come to us, you know, it's always a benefit attached to it. They're like, hey, we'll give you a percentage. You know what I mean? They're not just asking for shit. They're like, hey, we'll give you, you know, they have a payback plan. So I'm like, so I rarely say no, you know what I mean? Because I've always got my money back, even with the lemonade stand. And he was like, you loan me $50.
Yeah, we all need kids like this.
Yeah. He said, right. You loan me $50, I'll give you $60. You know what I mean? He always pays. Like, you know what I mean? They're good.
With that mentality, Manny, I go with you and have 1 million of these kids.
Oh man,
exactly.
Manny's always advocating for more kids. I'm like, this is an investment.
And it's an investment.
And the kids I was talking about was just
heading in the right direction.
Just casual kids, not like active like this with some business mind shit.
Yeah, it's different. It's different, man. They impress me every day.
But do you think? Of course, you know, like you said, this is all coming out of themselves. But is there anything that you think you guys did early as parents to nurture some of this, like early on before they even could understand?
I think what it is they see us as entrepreneurs because we're business owners. I own, you know, of course, you know, what I do is my music career, but I also own a recording studio. We own the flower shop, so they see us doing boss shit. You know, and I also do a lot of people don't know, like behind the scenes, I do a lot of the big AV production for all the shows and all the concerts that come to Vegas. Like I do the Grammys, Latin Grammys. I did the Pacquiao fight. Like I'll either do the audio or I manage or supervise a whole team of AV techs and professionals that do all the big shows and conventions out here. So they see me doing that part, you know, getting up, going to work, you know, checking in. So they see, you know, we're not just sitting around. So they're like, you know, we walking through every step, like, you know, start the LLC. This is what we got to do. This is, you know, so we show them what we do, and then they apply it to whatever they do, and, you know, on the business side of things. But yeah, I mean, we try to give them as much knowledge as we can through our trials and errors, you know, along the way, so they can learn from that. But
they got family too, that the way you said
and they got right. They don't hesitate to text or call, you know, their grandmother or their uncles or cousins and ask questions, you know. And then of course we get to text like, hey, Dylan Dyson just texted me, asked me the craziest questions. Like, you know what I mean? Like good questions, but like I can't believe this is coming from such a young guy's mouth. You know?
Yo, let me tell you, our kids need the YouTube channel that they're teaching all this shit that they do, like how to partner with your parents, like how to start a bit, like all that shit.
Yeah, you guys should create that.
That would be dope.
Good, that's a good idea, man. I think we'll take you up on that, like for real, like because they I think they can definitely influence a lot of young kids and parents. You know what I mean? Just through just watching them do it do it. You know what I mean? Instead of talking about it, they really put it into action. So
Yeah, because if you think about it, a lot of the kids, they watch whatever YouTube now or even before, and they're all like, oh, I want to be a police officer. I want to be a fire, because they watching these cartoons or whatever. So imagine, you know, something like that. I think that would be huge and inspirational to a lot of kids.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we definitely need to get on that for sure.
And I'm sure there's grants out there. Like, y'all could really blow this thing up for real.
Yeah. Turn it into something bigger than, you know, than just us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, knowledge is wealth. You know what I'm saying?
That's inspiring as shit.
Now, what if you what if your kids came to you and said they want to do music? I know you said you're in full support of whatever they're into, but just knowing the ups and downs of the music side of things, how would you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm. You know, my 16-year-old, he's definitely a music guy, and I inspire him and I encourage him to follow whatever they feel, you know. But I'm always going to be truthful with them. You know, if I didn't think they were talented and what they were trying to do, I try to, you know, put it in a nice way that, hey, maybe this ain't for you. Maybe you should be doing something else, you know. But yeah, whatever it is, you know, as long as it's legal, I'm with it. You know, 100%. As long as it's legal.
Let me just a little bit of a backstory, because you're not originally, so the Alkaholiks are in our minds from LA, but the pieces of the group are not originally from LA, right?
Oh, me and Tash are from Ohio, originally.
Right.
And so I spent all my high school, well, my senior year all the way up to maybe I've been in Vegas now, 15 years now. So all that time in between, I grew up in LA. Got my music started in LA. So yeah, but then J Rose, he's from Pacoima, which is, you know, LA. Suburbs outside of LA.
And y'all got together where? Like in high school? Was it when you guys like?
Yeah, right out of high, like my last year of high school is when I met J Ro and Tash, and I met them separately, and then I introduced them together and was working with them. They were solo, so I was working with J Ro, who introduced me to King T and got me started over on that thing, and then Tash was over here, and I was like, man, we all so similar. Why don't we just get together and have a group? You know what I mean? And it makes it easier for all of us. You ain't got to write three verses. You ain't got to write 3 verses. I don't got to make beats for every y'all separately, because we're together every day. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of happened like that, and you know, led to kind of where it's at right now. But yeah, my best friends ever.
I always wondered, like, especially groups that get together so early in life, right? And now that you're a father, at what point in that journey were you like, yeah, I want to have kids, or did it just come about and you just dealt with, you know,
at first it just came about. Okay. Later, you know, like with my wife and everything now, that was, you know, it was kind of part of it, because we had been, it was planned. You know, it was. We knew what we was doing. I wasn't doing nothing to stop it.
Right. Accidental plans.
My youngest one was definitely. I knew that was going to happen. You know, our birthdays are like a day apart. We go out doing the most, and we was like, we about to have a baby. I already know. And sure enough, here he is. But it was, you know. But to be honest, it wasn't until later in life where I really appreciated, you know, where I had the family dynamic, kids in the house, waking up, making breakfast, you know, and that I really had appreciation for single moms. You know what I'm saying? Where I was like, oh my goodness, y'all do the most, you know, or single fathers even, you know what I'm saying? Like it goes both ways. But you know, and you know, I wouldn't change it for anything now, you know, like, you know, having the family, being there for your kids. And I was blessed to be in a space where, you know, I wasn't really working for nobody. I could set my own, you know, my own schedule. So I didn't have to just take my kids and put them in a daycare off top, or have a nanny or a sitter. Like, it was hands-on every day, you know what I mean? And I think that experience right there helped me become a better father, you know what I mean? Just being there and just really knowing your kids, like, there's certain things that they do that require certain attention, and just being able to nurture them and be there, and, you know, as a father. So that's kind of what it is.
It's not easy, but it's hella fulfilling.
To be
able to be so involved.
Yeah, it ain't easy. Like and
Right.
I encourage people to, if you can't wait till you're ready, because
Right.
you're definitely, to do it the right way.
Yeah.
It takes dedication and takes your,
And a level of
your
maturity
in there.
too.
Yeah, definitely that for
Do you ever
sure.
do you ever wonder, or I don't know if you've ever had this conversation with your oldest, like now that you've got, I guess more of like the traditional family
Mhm.
going on
Yeah,
with your youngest two, do you
right.
think he ever feels some kind of way seeing your dynamic now, come and then like thinking about, oh well, I didn't necessarily have this, or I didn't have my dad 24/7 like my brothers do? Have you guys ever had that conversation, or is he over that?
He's over that at this point. I think maybe when he was in his late teens, I kind of felt a certain kind of way, not even from him, just me personally. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Where
yeah,
I was like, shit, I need to develop, even though he's not here with me every day, I need to make sure that I'm reaching out and developing a relationship with him, because as becomes a man, I don't want any resentment or those kind of questions coming about.
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to kind of make it clear. And my situation was actually not so bad, because his mom was really cool with everything. Like, we had a good relationship. It wasn't no bitterness going
yeah.
back and
That's
forth.
important.
Yeah, that was important. So that she played a big role. It didn't, without no drama and all that stuff. But as far as just being there with him and having the family dynamic I have now. But now it's like, shoot, it's like we never missed a beat. You know what I'm saying? So he has a good relationship with his little brothers. They love him. You know what I mean? His family, his extended family is their family. So the maturity level kicked in, you know what I'm
Hmm.
Right.
saying?
Right.
At a certain point. And if you don't do that, if you don't address that with, anybody that's in a position like that, if you don't address it, um, you're not going to realize how much anxiety or like
Guilt.
stress, guilt that you have going on inside you, even though you might not admit it or deal with it or openly know what it is. Once you got all that straight, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna be like, oh shit, I feel great today. Like, why? It's because you worked out them issues, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have that on your shoulders as much as before you start dealing with it. So yeah, I encourage y'all to get that together for sure.
Yeah, because we had who's the previous guest? It was Slug,
Slug,
right?
Slug.
From
slug. Yeah.
Atmosphere. Right.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. He
Okay,
had the
yeah, yeah.
same situation. But he
Yeah.
hasn't he said he hadn't addressed it. He feels like eventually it's something that he's gonna
Oh yeah.
have to
And it
confront.
happened. And it happened when it's time. You can't put a date on it. It happened when everything aligns, and it'll be all right. It'll, for sure. But yeah, man.
So
It's
so the
it's.
holidays are coming up. You said your kids aren't really asking for much. You guys
I
are
lied about that. My son sent me a
a
Christmas list
list.
that is so ridiculous. I swear to God, this Christmas list must be about 100,000.
Damn. Were they asking for a Bugatti?
Man, oh man, if I read you this, where is it? Man, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. All right, hold on. I'm gonna read you this. I'm gonna read you this Christmas list so you can see what kind of shit I gotta deal with. All right, so this is his 2021 Christmas list, mind you. All right, let's see what's on it. Oh wait, okay. All right, let's read the Christmas list. All right, 2021 Christmas list. Not really very realistic kind of categories I like. What really like, but probably okay. He's got a little sense. He says what I really like, but probably won't get.
Okay.
He's got it
set
broken down in
expectations.
Like
categories.
hint.
iPhone 12 Pro color graphite, or iPhone 11 Pro green or black. He's very specific, or black or silver. A nice car with like 10 happy faces next to it. Nice or really would like, and or money, gift cards, necklace, rings, earrings, shoes. Not just any shoes. He has specifics. Jordan Oreo 4s or any other
Damn.
4s. Air Max 97s. Dunk Highs LX. I don't even know what some of these are. Dunk Highs LX Toasty. Yeezy 350 Boost. Jordan 6s. Oh, Crocs.
So he's
Really
he's getting Crocs for Christmas.
Hey, there's more. Really hoping cologne, either with a new portable speaker, new sweats, green, beige, whatever colors, hoodies, nice clothes, But bubble tea, what the hell? He got add-ons. Skylight blankets, new Xbox controllers, new comforter bed set, new card game, board game, investments. This is ridiculous.
He about to ask for an addition to the house for him to have
these kids,
a bigger room.
his room is nicer than mine. I'm like, bro, you got everything you need. Now these is just once. And I just laughed. I was like,
I can respect the way he wrote the list, though. He's like,
he broke it down.
Yeah.
He broke
just like let me throw it all out.
He's just throwing it out there. He's just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Right. He's trying to be, budget conscious. The other one, he's on the same shit, bro. So these kids, man.
I try not. It's hard with these lists, man. I try not to be like a Scrooge with it sometimes, but I got kind of mad at my son the other day. I had to cool it a little bit because he's pretty good about not asking for stuff, but it's the Christmas list, and then it just becomes like it's an expectation, like you're just gonna get stuff, and it's like, it's like, nah, you got to remember that this is not all about like just getting stuff, like.
Yeah.
Without never thinks about the extra part.
I know.
I have the conversation after I get the list. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, now we gotta have a sit down and have a talk. But they're happy with whatever they get. We try to make this rule, like set the stand. Like, okay, you're gonna get 4 gifts. You're gonna get something you want, something you need, something to read, something to wear, something. You know what I mean? So we had. And they were cool with it, you know what I mean? And I was like, and every Christmas, we're gonna go away. We're gonna go to the mountains, we're gonna go to the snow, something like that. Make it fun.
Yeah, do a trip experience.
Do a trip and experience. And they were, we did that 2 years ago. Last year we stayed home because of the COVID thing, but it was fun. It was wonderful, and I didn't have to buy so many presents, even though I'd rather spend the money on creating the memories doing these trips than just going out and buying mad shit. And half the stuff, I got stuff in here from last Christmas that still ain't been opened and played with.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So I always point to shit like, hey, you see that? We probably took that outside one time. You know what I mean? So I kind of bring it into reality. And, and I remember being young, Christmas time, opening the J.C. Penney catalog, circling everything. Remember that? Circling knew I wasn't gonna get it. There's a go-kart in here, fucking $1,500. My mom ain't about to buy that. She already struggled to give me these Pumas with these fat laces that I wanted for this breakdance contest I had. You know what I mean? But the thrill of thinking it might possibly come, even though it's probably not a reality. So let kids be kids, man.
Yeah. But, I think sometimes we as a parent, we're overcompensating for what we didn't have, trying to overgive to our kids now, which is obviously not probably the right thing to do. I'm trying
That's
to
what my wife tells me.
Yeah, when I'm trying when my kids get a little older, because before I had my kids, I was trying to I had this tradition around the holidays where me and my crew would do some kind of volunteer work or at an orphanage or something like that.
Right.
So when they get a little older, I want to try and do something like that with them where,
I
feel sometimes I tell my daughter, she's 3.5. I'm like, there's kids that don't. She's looking at me like, I don't know that kids don't have.
She's like, I'm not that kid.
I don't know what you're talking about. Isn't the world here, right here in this house?
Right. So, they live and they learn, man. And, my wife's like, she's like, you're just really shopping for yourself. I was like, kinda. I'll look up and I'll be like, she'd be like, you do realize y'all all dressed alike. I'm like, because I did all the shopping. Yeah, okay, I guess I'm shopping for myself. You know what I mean?
That's what's got me staying away from getting a Nintendo Switch. Because for me, it's like, I could get it for them. And then I'm like, nah, son, let's be honest. It's going to be me and that bitch.
You're already planning the games you're going to get.
100%.
All the accessories. And you're like, hold up, this ain't mine.
That's not for me.
But is it?
But is it? Yo, before we get...
Gonna lie.
Yeah, you got to jump on that. That shit is fire right now.
It's fire. I'll be lying if I ain't saying I don't got my sons real close by me. No, but you're right. It's like I think it was the Flintstones when Fred would buy buy Wilma a birthday gift, but it'd be a bowling ball. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it'd be the shit it'd be the
That he
shit
wants.
for him.
Yeah.
But it's the thought that counts. He's thinking. You know what I'm saying? But no, man. I'm like this. If it's within your means, man, give the kids what they want. You know, give them what they want. Long as they doing right and doing good in school, doing their chores, and they're not a headache, man, it's a small price to pay for good kids, man. Because there's some kids out there that's really not so good. You know what I mean? That's really, not even financially. I'm talking about just
behaviorally
bad kids, you know, doing the worst. So I'm blessed, man. I rarely say no to my kids unless it's just something ridiculous, obviously. But you know, yeah. So and they're trying to become entrepreneurs. So I'm like, hey, man,
you got to reward that, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think I often think about my my grandparents, because when I was a kid, going to my grandparents, they would give me whatever I wanted, and
that's what grandparents do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember when I got a little older, my grandma would tell me that and she'll tell the story how I would go over there and they'd spoil me and they'd have everything, and that she would get mad at my grandfather and tell him we got to stop spoiling him and stop giving him everything, and then he would tell.
He just froze.
Yeah. You froze.
Yeah,
he just froze.
I think COVID hit his computer. I think it's all.
Yeah, I think his shit got that.
Yep.
What's it called? American.
He's done.
There you go.
He's
back.
He's back. He got his computer got vaccinated.
Yeah.
My shit got the Amarion.
The Amarion.
So you cut out when you said your grandfather said what?
He would tell my grandmother would bitch at him basically, like we can't give him all this stuff, and then he would say basically we want to give him, let's give him whatever we can now in life because one day we won't be here to give him anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And those memories stuck with me, just how good it felt to be at their crib, obviously because they're giving me stuff, but just the whole feeling and how I kind of put that on my kids. Like I kind of carry that tradition in a way.
Yes, hell yeah, good shit, man. That's how you should do.
But
I'm the same way.
Before we roll out of here, E Swift, I just have one question for you. If you could give somebody, a person that's about to have kids, any advice, what would it be?
Ooh, any advice?
First time having kids.
Man, it's crazy because the first time I brought my son home, like from the hospital, me and my wife, after going through all that, finally get him home because he was in the hospital for like a month after he was born.
Wow.
Came home healthy, sat him on the couch, and the first thing I said we did, we looked at each other, and I said, "What do we do now? What do we do now? Like what? He's sitting there, can't move, swaddled up. I'm like, now what do we do? And it was just things come natural. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people think like, am I ready to be a father? Am I ready to be a mother? It happens. Like it's just the way of the world. And I would just say be patient, be understanding, be available, emotionally, physically, be understanding because everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, and kids aren't excluded. They're little human beings with their own way of thinking, their own way of doing things, and just be willing to adjust and accept them for who they are. And support them, be supportive. Like I am with my kids, if they have visions, do everything you can to help them with that, because we got to remember when we get old, they're going to be taking care of us.
We hope.
We got to be set. So this whole time, we're really just kind of prepping them to take care of us when we're old. You know what I'm saying? God willing, we'll outlive our kids, and they're able to see us, in our older years, and instill these good values in them to where they're just going to, take care of you when you get older. And, if that means helping set them up financially to when, you're retired and, needing help, they're there for you. You know what I'm saying? So, don't overthink it. I mean, of course, you don't want to just be out there doing the most and having a trillion kids all over the place. That's a whole different subject. But, when you have kids, just nurture them, take care of them, man, and support them for sure.
Well said.
Yep.
Thanks, sir.
So the Alkaholiks are doing some shows soon, right? Are you guys on the road?
A lot of shows, man. We're doing spot dates right now. Not trying to really go out and do no long tours, but I'm being in Dallas on Christmas Day. Actually, we have a show out there at this place called The Nines, and I just did this, and I'm doing a lot of DJ gigs too. I just did some with Pete Rock out in Austin.
Oh wow!
We did this intimate dinner party with this chef Nikki Stewart, who's Dave Chappelle's chef, and it's like a cannabis infused like dining experience. So we're starting to do like a lot of things like that, more intimate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Drink Champs episode coming soon too.
And Drink Champs, definitely. Thank you for that, sir. That was definitely a good look, and looking forward to seeing that.
For coming through.
Yes, for sure. So yeah, man, a lot of things in the works. We got a new cannabis brand, the Smokeaholiks, that's about to drop in the stores like in the next couple months. New music, working on a lot of stuff. We got a song in the next Scream 5 movie coming out. Just staying busy, man. Producing all over the place, trying to bring out some new artists, and just staying on the grind, man, for sure.
Oh,
looking forward to all of it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, brother.
Thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me anytime, man. Anything you're involved with, I'm on it.
We got to see the journey, the entrepreneurial journey.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I'll keep you guys in the loop, man. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
And anytime y'all need some stock advice, my 9-year-old, he's available.
All right.
You might have a segment.
That he might have his segment on the podcast real quick, like quick tips.
Hey, he's ready now. He's coming here right now. He'll give you a whole lecture right now. But we'll say that for the next time.
For sure.
You know what I mean? We should get the kids together and have them interview each other.
That'd be
funny. That'd be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
The kind of questions they come up with and
Let's
the way
set it
they
up.
answer them. Let's set it up, man.
down.
Get the kids involved. You know what I'm saying? Let them host and ask each other's questions, interview each other. That would be so dope.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
All right, Swift, man.
I want in. Whenever y'all ready to do that, let me know.
Let's do it, man.
We'll do it.
All right,
man. Have a great holidays.
You too, man.
Peace.
All right.
Happy holidays, guys. All right.
Later.